Claressa Shields is finally addressing the drama around her relationship with Papoose and why he still hasn't divorced Remy Ma. And while Claressa insisted it's all getting handled, fans aren't buying it and they're calling her out for letting Pap string her along. Boxing champ Claressa Shields recently pulled up to the Breakfast Club and opened up about dating Papoose and all the drama around his still pending divorce from Remy Ma. Now, according to Claressa, the divorce is definitely happening, but fans are side-eyeing the situation and wondering what's taking so long. When Charlemagne pressed her about it, Claressa called the whole thing the elephant in the room and made it clear it's on Pap to handle, but she's confident he will.
There are things that got to get handled, but it's not even my stuff to handle.
Yeah.
It's his.
You said there's some things he needs to handle? What do you mean by that?
Say it again?
You said earlier there's some things Pap need to handle?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's the elephant in the room. I don't have to say it.
I don't know.
In his personal life.
Oh,
yeah, it's the elephant in the
okay.
room. Like, but that takes time. And like I said, that's not my place to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll get handled.
When asked if she's keeping her guard up until the divorce is official, Claressa shut it down and said she and Pap are already planning to start a family together.
I'm with him every day, and when I'm not with him, we're on the phone every day, and we're talking and we're FaceTiming, and you know, we love each other. So that's just kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's a situation, and it is what it is.
I'm assuming you mean like you want to wait till the divorce is like official. Did that keep you from like giving your all?
No. No, because we're together all the time. I'm 30, so we talk about kids and family and stuff like that. But like, that still has to get taken care of. But like, you know, once again, it's not for me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not married. You know.
Claressa also denied feeling insecure when it comes to Pap and swore he's been honest with her since day one.
He packed my belt this morning for me to bring my stuff here. We just got back from LA. We're together all the time. He ratted me out. We train together. Like, we're together. So I don't really have to argue about where my spot is with him. Like, I'm such a secure woman when it like comes to him because he's proven it to me. Like, when somebody is just truthful with you from the beginning, there is no secrets. There is just, hey, this is what it is. And do you accept or do you not accept? That's kind of what it was, and he's been truthful from the beginning.
However, it looks like a lot of fans are not buying this, and they're calling Claressa delusional for trusting a still married man and planning a baby with him. Now, if you're wondering why folks are so locked in on Claressa and Pap's relationship, here's the backstory. They went public right after some messy drama with Pap's estranged wife, Remy Ma. Remy called Pap out for allegedly cheating on her with Claressa, and to prove it, she even dropped alleged text receipts between them. However, Pap wasn't staying quiet. He clapped back and called Remy a narcissist, flipping the script and claiming she was the one cheating during their marriage. He also said he had already tried to file for divorce, but according to him, Remy would rather clout chase on social media than handle this like civilized adults. And Claressa didn't hold back either. She shut down the cheating rumors and accused Remy of leaking fake texts to stir the pot. Claressa took to X and went off in a series of posts calling Remy out directly. She wrote, "You making fake text is crazy. I'm not a bee you can bully. You're bitter and mad. You making yourself look stupid. Just stop it." However, there's another side to this story, and some sources hinted that Remy and Pap might have had an open marriage. Only Remy didn't think Pap would actually move on and replace her, which could explain why she's allegedly dragging out the divorce. At the same time, people are also giving Pap the side eye, saying he doesn't seem nearly as into Claressa as she is into him. Bottom line is that fans aren't really riding for anyone in this drama. They're calling Pap out for acting like the perfect loyal husband while probably cheating on Remy back when she was locked up. On the flip side, most folks aren't feeling bad for Remy either. She's getting dragged for being a male-centered pick-me who disrespects other women and shows zero remorse for her past behavior. So at this point, fans feel like both Remy and Pap are just messy and immature, always playing games instead of ending things for real. And when it comes to Claressa, fans aren't cutting her any slack either, and they're saying she's way too naive if she really thinks getting with a married man is a flex. Janet Jackson's long-buried secret might just be coming to the surface. I'm talking about the child she allegedly hid from the world back in the 80s. We've got family members, a DNA test, and a woman claiming she's the daughter Janet never told y'all about. But before we get to the receipts, let me just say, this story has everything. Secret weddings, foster care theories, confused siblings, and an entire music legacy on the line. By the end of this video, you're gonna be asking yourself, did Janet Jackson really give up a baby to protect her career, or is she just the latest target of another internet scammer? Let's break it down.
If it's true, you'll find out when she's ready for you to find out.
So back in 1984, Janet Jackson, just 18 at the time, secretly eloped with James DeBarge from the R&B group DeBarge. Yeah, that DeBarge. Janet later admitted in her docuseries that she was trying to escape her father, Joe Jackson's tight grip, and James was her way out. But y'all, this marriage was chaotic from the jump. James was deep into drug addiction, and according to Janet, she would literally fight him on the floor to stop him from popping pills. They filed for annulment just months later. But the breakup wasn't the headline, the baby was. Word on the street was that Janet was pregnant during the marriage, and she either gave the baby away or one of the Jackson siblings raised the child in secret. Fast forward to 2001, Janet told Vibe magazine flat out, they say the kid's in Europe or that one of my brothers or sisters is raising it, but no, I've never had a child. Sounds clear, right? Well, not exactly. Now let's talk about Tiffany White. In 2017, this woman from Philly pops out of nowhere claiming she's Janet and James's long-lost daughter. She told Radar Online, she has been denying me for many years. I've waited 31 years. I've been kept a secret for a very long time. It is for sure that they are my parents. She wasn't just talking either. Tiffany said she took a secret DNA test with James DeBarge's mother, Ederline, and it was a match.
I told her, I said, the proof is in the pudding. Let's go get the DNA.
So this is the DNA test, and it says the probability of relatedness is 96.7%.
Ain't no way the whole DeBarge family entertaining this if it's completely bogus, right? James's daughter, Christina, actually met with Tiffany on Growing Up Hip Hop. They talked, they hugged, it was emotional, but still doubts remained. Bunny and Christina both said something felt off. Fans online weren't buying it either. Janet's diehard fans were quick to say Tiffany looked nothing like either of them, and let's be real, Tiffany went silent soon after. In her 2022 documentary on Lifetime, Janet finally addressed the rumors again. She claimed it all started on the set of NBC's Fame, where she gained a little weight after starting birth control. A lot of the kids thought I was pregnant. That's what started the rumors. Janet also addressed the theory that her niece Brandy, or Randy's daughter Stevana, was secretly her daughter. How could I keep a child from their father? That's not right. So if Janet denied it multiple times, why do folks still believe this story? 2 words, James DeBarge. This man keeps flip-flopping. One minute he says he don't know, next he says it's real. And y'all know how public opinion works. When there's smoke, there's usually fire. The fact that a whole family gave Tiffany a chance, that ain't nothing. Plus, Janet's timing didn't help. She had her first public child at 50, right as she was launching her comeback. To fans, that made the whole "I never had kids" story sound shaky. Here's where it gets real messy. What if the baby wasn't raised by a Jackson sibling? What if the child was adopted in secret through connections in the industry? That could explain why there's no public trail. If Tiffany was lying, that's one thing, but if she wasn't, that means a woman grew up without her mother, without answers, without family. This story is painful either way. It's not just tea, it's trauma.